Good morning and welcome back. So I just got my Canon camera. I got the Canon PowerShot V10. I have it set up right now in the car. I'm playing with something new. I want to see how this works. So let me tell you about my setup, and we're going to try and see what this even comes out to. This may be horrible. I don't know, but we're going to try. Right now I have the Canon PowerShot V10 sitting on a tripod in the car in the passenger floorboard. Definitely gives me a different perspective. It's as if you're now sitting in the passenger side of the car coming at me this way, which is interesting. Kind of what that perspective would be if you were just riding in the car with me. So I kind of like that perspective. We'll see how it looks on camera, but definitely something that I want to play with. I have my DJI mic mini plugged into the camera. So now I'm playing with the wireless microphone. I want to see how that sounds as opposed to just the standard out of the box, which, by the way, the out of the box microphone on this camera is surprisingly good. I put the wind muffle on that thing and did some quick test footage. While there was some ambient noise, nothing that the Adobe Podcast audio tool can't clean up. It sounded fantastic. I was so surprised by that. The one challenge I do have right now is that the sun is directly to my left and will likely be there most of my drive home. So I don't know what that's going to do to my overall footage, but whatever. Again, we're trying something new, so what the hell, why not? The other thing that I'm looking at here is what's the vibration like on this? The bouncing and shaking of the car as I'm driving down the road, as I come to a stop and I start, I don't know what that's going to do. I think I have the tripod locked in, but it's not so secure that it's not going anywhere. This will help me figure out if I can use the tripod in this situation, especially for like longer drives on the interstate. That would be fantastic. But can it also work in just basic city travel? Because I'm on a main road coming in and out of the city. So we'll see how that plays. So there's a lot going into this. I want to test the sound quality. I want to test the steadiness of using this on the tripod. I want to test. All this is exciting. This is kind of exciting. This is the fun part, is playing with it, right? Trying to get used to what you're doing, what the capabilities are. This is actually the fun part. There's a whole lot of parts of this whole YouTube experience that are daunting and overwhelming and frustrating, right? There's no doubt about that. But this is the fun part. Now, this can be a trap. I've realized this. Like, this could truly be a trap because you can get so caught up in playing with all the toys and trying different things. And next thing you know, you're buying all the gear, you're spending all your money, you're not creating any content, you're too busy playing with things along the way. So, got to keep that in mind. Like, it's cool to get something new when you have the ability and the budget that you can work with to do that. And this camera isn't super expensive. It's just under $1,000. And out of the box, I'm blown away by what it offers. It's simply a point and shoot. It has a fixed lens, but it is an adjustable zoom lens. And I have it zoomed in just a little bit right now. If I didn't, you'd see so much more of the car. So I'm really, really impressed with this camera so far. I wanted this type of camera simply because it's convenient. I can pick it up, I can take it with me, toss it in my bag. I don't have to worry about carrying multiple different lenses. I have to worry about trying to figure out which lens is the right lens to take to start with. And I'm not shooting with a $3,000 camera that I'm scared to work with for fear I might break the thing. Sure, I don't want to break this one. I mean, $1,000 is still $1,000 and I don't want to break that. But I'm less worried about breaking this camera than I would be a very expensive one with expensive lenses. There comes a trade-off, obviously. But this camera is actually built for creators. That's kind of the purpose and focus that they took when designing this. It's very video-centric. It does take great photos. I am surprised by that. I don't do color grading, but it does have the option to shoot and log, so you can do color grading. It's just got so many things. It already has an image stabilization built into the lens, which is phenomenal. Because I'm in the car, I turned on the enhanced stabilization. It's basically a virtual stabilization. Crops in just a little bit. But for what I need to do here, not that big a deal, right? I'm already zoomed in, so the crop's not going to hurt. So if this thing works like I'm hoping it will, this is going to be beautiful. Now, here comes the downside to that, right? When you've got a good tool, now you got to figure out how to actually use it and put it to use. I dropped $1,000 on this camera, not to have just a cool camera and have it just sit around. This wasn't bought simply to have a great camera to take photos with when I'm traveling. I will use it for that, but I didn't need to do that. I already had that with my phone, right? My phone can do great photos already. It does pretty good video, no doubt. But what this camera does offer that my phone doesn't do, and I think this was important for me. I don't know about anybody else, but when I'm talking into the iPhone, it's strange. It's just really, really strange. Think of it like this. On the back of the phone, if you're shooting with the front-facing cameras, right? You have 3 different lenses. Trying to figure out which one to look in can be a little complex. Depends on what the framing is, right? But I found something really weird optically with the iPhone. I could look dead straight, right? Into the lens. And I knew it was the right lens because I put my finger on it so I could identify exactly which lens it was. And yet it still looked like I was looking slightly off center of the lens. I would have to look just beyond the side of the lens for it to really look like I'm zoomed in where I need to be. And that's weird. I don't know if that has something to do with the internals and the way that I don't know. But I found that to be very odd. But in reality, I often shot with the selfie cam on the front. The selfie camera on the iPhone actually works really well, but you can't really see it. You get this little green dot when you're recording that you look at, but you're looking at a pinpoint. What this camera offers me is an actual lens. I know exactly where to look. I feel like I'm making eye contact, like I'm looking right into the lens. And it's a game changer because it allows me now to be able to focus in when I'm talking, when I want to look dead in and have that eye contact with my audience, right? If I want to look you in the eye, I now know where to look because it looks like an eye. Psychologically, it just makes sense. So that I think was one of the biggest pieces of wanting to actually get a real camera. Like I said, I've got the phone. The phone takes great stuff. I don't need to have a camera to do this, but I always felt disconnected. So I feel more connected, even in just some of the fun test shots that I've taken so far, playing around in the backyard with it and trying it on different tripods, things like just that little bit of footage I've played with there, being able to look right into the camera, man, you can't really see it right now because I have my glasses on. That sun's a bit intense, but okay, I'm gonna blind myself here, but this is for you. But this is me looking right into the camera. Like, that's pretty amazing, right? Now you know I'm looking right at you. And that's what I wanted to be able to achieve with this setup. So that's been my purpose in buying this. More versatility, something I can carry with me anywhere and everywhere I go. Feel like I can truly connect, has all the features I want. And if I don't bring a microphone with me, the microphone on this thing is really, really good. A little post-processing and it cleaned up so beautifully well. As a matter of fact, it cleaned up so well that I had to go back and bring back in just a little bit of the background noise because it just felt almost unnatural. I'm outside and you don't hear anything. The Adobe podcast tool, if you've not tried it yet, pretty phenomenal. It's really good. On that, and just for my own reference and yours as well, you can upload both the video or the audio. You have your choice. I played with that a little bit yesterday, and I'm going to tell you, just upload the audio, separate out the audio, upload it, process it, bring it back to your video. When you upload the video, it will do it for you in the video, but I noticed that it gets off just a hair. The audio, it gets slightly out of sync, and it doesn't sound so great. So keep that in mind. Your mileage may vary, but that was my experience. Anyway, I'm excited. Hopefully you can tell I feel the energy in my voice. This has just been kind of cool to play with and see. Now comes the crucial part. Getting home, dropping it in the computer, see what I even have. I hope this doesn't come out as trash. That is definitely my hope. I will probably post it either way, so you'll get a chance to see if it's something I can work with or not. But yeah, so just wanted to share what I'm doing, what I'm going through, let you know that there are some really cool things you can do. Watch out for the traps. Don't get caught up in buying all the gear all the time and losing your mind and your money and all that. You don't need as much as you think you need, unless you're getting into like really big cinematography. And I'm way beyond going there yet. So those are my thoughts today. That's behind the scenes of what I'm doing today. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.